question is, how many of you would be willing to trade places in this society with a black person?
Dumbass. You got me in the car looking like a dummy. No, kind just for my ass. I don't care if that's your baby mama. She can take the bus. I don't care if she can take the train. I don't give a let her ass walk. She got a whole nother nigga over here worried about this shit, picking this damn up. I don't give a.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. But can you do me a favor? Hit that notifications button right now. All right, guys, I got about 4 videos for you today. This was just an opening video that I thought I'll play to get you to this point. The next video, a black woman is going to be asking a group of white women, would they exchange lives with a black person? The next video is going to be a girl explaining that one time her parents were asleep and she had a train ran on her with 5 guys. Next video is going to be a guy that I want to talk about is simping to a core. A man asks a woman to the prom and this is her answer. We're going to be breaking that down. Then we have a white girl explaining how she is trying to train her black man to be a fiance and she is having a hard time. And the next one is just going to be 2 girls who are strictly for the streets. And when I say she really did this, she really did this. And we're going to see exactly what she really did. But the first video is going to be, would you swap places with a black person? Let's get to it.
How many of you would trade places with a black person in this society? Raise your hand.
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, it's yes or no. How many of you would do it?
I know I wouldn't. I dated a Hispanic, very dark.
No, I'm not talking about Hispanic. The question is,
But I was going to have children, so I spent many years thinking of myself of having very dark-skinned children.
So she's saying that she dated a Latino guy, so she was thinking about having children with him, and she started thinking, what would happen if I was to have a dark-skinned child? What blacks have to realize is that no one really wants to be you. They just put up with you because they don't want you to be aggressive towards them when it's all said and done.
the question is, how many of you would be willing to trade places in this society with a black person?
I think I would.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay.
I'm not saying there's not racism. Absolutely not. It's just saying I don't see it.
Yeah, but you know how racist this country is.
Not to the degree that you do.
Oh no, you will never know. You know, in this country, we created the criminalization of black people. And when your skin is seen as a weapon, you're never unarmed. And that's why black boys and men and women are dying in the street with their hands up.
See, when it comes to this part of blacks and white, I don't like how blacks are always saying, oh, they're killing black men. Police officers are killing black men. Police officers are killing black men. Okay, we get that. That's your only argument. But police officers are not killing black men every day. They're not killing black men every month. Like, these situations are a small number of situations that are happening compared to black on black violence. So whenever people starts to do this, what white cops are doing to black males, you never compare it to black on black crime, which is responsible for 50% of the crime in America and 40% of the crime in the world. So we can easily keep throwing this up. Would you swap places with us? White cops are killing us. I'm sorry to tell you, blacks, but this is where your brainwash is at. You're stuck on situations that no longer exist anymore, but you're not paying attention to the real situation that exists within the community, which is the self-hate, which is the insecurity, which is the abuse. It's like no one wants to be accountable for what's happening in the community. Everyone keeps looking to blame it on white people. When I was growing up, my mother used to tell me, you gonna have niggas and you gonna have black people. Black people are going to live their best life because black people are stronger than Negroes. Negroes are going to always be looking for acceptance. Negroes are going to always be victim because they don't have a support system to teach them how to be confident. So my mother and father taught me how to be confident as a person growing up so I don't live with a victimized mindset. Too many still have a victimized mindset. You're blaming white people for your problems, but when people say, hey, what exactly do you want from white people to keep complaining? You don't know how to answer that question. So you just keep complaining. So it's like, all right, what's the overall goal? What do you really want from white people to where you don't complain anymore? Because you have to realize when 9/11 went off, you see how many Arab people, families were getting messed with because of 9/11, and then the Hindu families used to get messed with because of 9/11. See, the blacks and the whites, you used to pick on these other cultures whenever we were at war with them, and you used to pick on Arabs that walked down the street. You used to pick on Indian people that walked down the street. Everywhere they went, they would get picked on. You used to pick on Chinese people. But guess what? Those three cultures said, okay, we'll get you back with success. And they came back with success. The Indians have the most billionaires in the world, and the Arabs have a community where they stick together and build and prosper with each other. Blacks, you have not taken revenge by getting success. You're the first ones here. You're the first ones offered it. Once you learn the power of a black person and how powerful you really are, you don't need to complain about white people anymore. Because you'll realize that you're kind of more powerful than them, but yet you have not realized what's been done to you. That's just food for thought. You do the dishes. Next video is going to be a woman. Let's just get to it. Hold on.
Right?
Okay. What's your craziest confession?
My mom was in the room right next to me, right?
Okay.
And there was 5 dudes at my house, okay?
Okay.
All of them trained.
Jesus Christ.
5.
Yeah, my mom didn't even care. Yeah. 5 dudes. That's what's up.
That's sick.
She belongs to the streets. This is why I don't really mess with those girls. I don't mess with white Caucasian women. I did in my 20s. I dated a couple. One thing that a lot of you black guys, you're going to know about this type of woman. When the sex dies out, everything else does. You and their family would never have a connection. Never. I've tried it. I've thought, hey, the white girl is more submissive. She's more easier going. I feel like I can start a family with her. No, all of it is because you're young and you're into sex. You're into the experience. When you and a white woman are actually in a relationship, it can be extremely stressful for a man after a while. When that sex dies out, you and them don't have no connection. It may be different if you're a mixed guy. Like if you're a mixed guy, you got a white mom and you got a black dad, it's gonna be easier for you to extend this relationship longer. But for the average black man, being with a white woman, after the bedroom dies out, there's nothing there. The music don't stick, the jokes don't stick, the comfortability is not there at all. That's why I don't date them anymore. That's just food for thought for a lot of you black dudes out there that thinking that the grass is greener. When it's all said and done, most of those girls are only messing with you because they're rebelling because of their parents, or they're rebelling because of an ex-boyfriend who may have been white. When it's all said and done, I think that we can get along mutually in real life, but I think when it comes to relationship, it's still 2 different cultures. Get in the comments to let me know what you think about this. Next video is going to be a simp guy. And what he's done here is he's pulled up with a sign that says, will you be my queen to the dance? He's asking her to the prom, right? And if you look down slowly, she's filling it out and she is scraping in no. All right. You see that? This could be very heartbreaking for a young man who has found that girl that he is attracted to. And you're saying to yourself, I want to sweep her off her feet and show her how much I like her by doing something very good. That's going to be impressive. This is why guys ask women to marry them the same way. You want to do stuff that you do not think no other man is going to do. So you're trying to think of something clever. Where do you get these ideas from? You get these ideas from your mother, your old mother, your fat mom, your ugly mom. When she starts giving out advice, she'll tell you to do stuff like this because she wants it done to her. You cannot You cannot try to use romance on younger women. Romance only works in a relationship that's already been established. I'm going to say it again. Romance never works at the beginning of the relationship. Romance works in the relationship to keep the relationship going. At the beginning of the relationship, it's all about if you could show that you're strong and you could show that you're a dominant man. That's what it's all about at the beginning. It's all about establishing dominancy with a woman. So whenever you're relinquishing all your power by begging her to be with you, and this sign is a sign of begging. And the reason why his mother teaches him to do this is because she wants a man to beg for her like this. See, you got to realize a lot of these guys, your dating strategies has been learned from a desperate woman who has no man doing it to her. So she's going to think overboard. So as a man, you start to think overboard. What is it that you could do to get the woman? The only thing is, a lot of you guys have game that's designed for old women. You're trying to use them on young girls, and it doesn't even matter. If you're below the age of 21 through, I'll say under the age of 21 to 15, it's easy to get women just by acting like you don't even know that they're there. All right. Next video is going to be a woman breaking down her boyfriend. Let's get to it.
The one that I have, I'm going to do a boyfriend haul. So this is the one that I have. I met him in 2014, but he wasn't on the market yet. So in 2016, he was on the market. And I decided to see if it was a good investment for me. However, the timing wasn't really right.
Like I keep trying to tell you guys, this is a good stallion black dude. You have to understand, a lot of you guys watch P-Hub. You watch that, and black is the most popular, where you have these muscular bound black dudes that are banging the hell out of these skinny little white women. Okay, you have to understand that that's what they want out of you. They did it during slavery to get niggas killed. They've always been this way. They've always liked you. Even in slavery, they've always liked you. But what I'm telling you is, enjoy it while it's fun. There's no long-term connection here. You may find some older people that get it done, but for the most part, I've never seen a connection outside the bedroom.
So it wasn't until the beginning of 2018 that I purchased this one. I don't know the exact month or day that I purchased this one, but it was...
Purchase means that she's paying everything for him, and that's why he's there. A lot of black dudes, you're going to do this. You're going to take advantage of her liking you, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him, because at the end of the day, this man still has all the power. He's still good looking. He's still sitting there. He's muscular. He probably don't have a job like that if she paying for it, but milk it, bro. Milk it.
In the beginning of 2018, one thing that I love about this one is he can literally do anything, fix anything. If he doesn't know how to do something, he will learn that day.
Believe it or not, they like that little control over a guy that they think they have control over. You know what I'm saying? He feels like he has a submissive woman. She feels like she has an ultimate guy who's strong, that can protect her. It works out until the sex dies out.
And I mean, look at him. But one bad thing, one con about this model is he's taking a little bit longer than usual to upgrade to fiance mode. So hopefully soon we'll upgrade to fiance mode, but until then, this is my boyfriend haul.
I think that he should just go ahead and stay in the boyfriend zone for as long as he can. Now, what you guys have to realize is the black man that's purchased here, the reason why she purchased him is because he's probably not a black dude that's on top of his game. That's the first thing that I'm going to tell you. The next thing that you guys have to understand is that a lot of this is just superficial. A lot of people just want to be satisfied. But what you have to understand is the long-term goal, being around a person forever. I'm going to say it again, forever. You have to learn how to be around them without having sex. If you ask any marriages that's lasted a long time, they know how to go through the periods where they're not sleeping with each other. But a whole bunch of single people think, oh, this is what it's about. New relationships that start off, they think this is what it's about. Long as the sex is good, the relationship's going to continue. When you're young, When you're in your 20s, yeah. In your 30s and 40s, it's a different ball game. It will boil down to mystery. Last video is going to be a girl. Here it is. Doing what? Listen, this is what I want to say. You guys, let's go back to the beginning. She's grabbing a hot dog, looking around, but I can't really play it out loud. But she's sitting there with beta males that are laughing and giggling. When it comes to a woman, when it's all said and done, most women are not comedians. They cannot crack jokes at all. So one thing that you're going to notice about a woman, she's powerful whenever she's in debates with men. When they're debating relationships or they're debating jobs or they debating business, the women that make it to that become very debatable are going to be the smart women. Other than that, if they're not debating corporation things, they have to resort back to something sexual in order to get an attention. They have to talk about it on podcasts. They got to do little stuff like this. No matter what happens, a woman always resorts back to something sexual in order for her to maintain her power and keep attention on her, because that's all the power they have. You have to understand, this is why Islam make their women cover up so guys can see them spiritually instead of with their desires. When you're looking at a woman with your desires in the Western world, she could control you. The moment you learn to control your desires in the Western world is the moment you can control the woman. Her father must be proud, but the beta males that's standing around her, don't be mad if she turns out to be one of these girls that are just like her who's getting the train ran on. See, what black women don't understand is a lot of you black women, you're trying to be white women. But what you ain't realizing about white women is we've been taught since a little kid that they're actually the gods of women. So they can run out, date black dudes, do what they want, and then turn on a cute little white girl and go get her a decent white man that's going to take care of her. But you can't. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys got the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.